Okay, so let's crack on. Let's get down to it. Hope you're all well. Right, so every Monday morning, well, in fact, on a Sunday, actually, I do my analysis. So let's have a look and see what we've got. Let's just move this chart around. Just put that in there so you can see it clearly. Okay, so I'm using OBS software here. Okay. Right, let's lock that into place. Right, so you can see that now. Okay, so week ahead. So as we know, what actually is a week ahead report by Sandrock Capital? It is a report of looking at the red news, anything that's going to potentially impact my trades or affect my trading bots. So I'm highlighting anything in red, which is the big deal for me. So what we're looking at here, we've got pound tomorrow. We've got nothing really going on today that's significant, and there is news happening. Obviously, I mean, if you look at the calendar here, there's bank holiday in China. We also have euro. We have a little bit of dollar news, but it's nothing really that's going to potentially impact my trades. So what I'm doing is highlighting the trades that are going to potentially, or the news that's potentially going to impact my trades, because there's a difference, you see. So yes, obviously we're interested in the news, but generally the news is going to affect the trades that I'm in and that I plan to place depending on what currency they are. So for example, on Tuesday we've got Flash Services PMI for the dollar. But we've also got Flash Manufacturing PMI for the pound. But you can see in my report, I haven't actually highlighted the pound because it's not necessarily going to affect the trading that I'm personally doing this week. So I had a very, very successful week last week. I did do very, very well out of palladium, out of silver, a little bit of silver, Tesla, Coinbase. Palladium was my biggest trades. I think I did a video on these a few weeks ago actually, and showed you how I'm trading the palladium. We can actually go through that now quickly, looking at it. So palladium is down at 1726. So because palladium doesn't stay below 1800, or it might not stay below 1800 that much, I actually got into palladium by placing a number of trades below the price. So the price was possibly around here, and this is when I first placed the smallest trade at the top at 1800. So that the price came down a little bit, got me in that trade and carrying on going up. I got a little trade, slightly larger trade here, a double trade here, and an even larger one here, and then a very, very large one here. So what happened last week was that the price came down. You can see it, exactly what happened. So the price came down. I was already in this one up here. The price came down, okay, right down to here, got me into here. Okay, went up to there, was in profit quite a bit. I didn't actually take that profit at that stage, but it went down, got me back into break even there, and then it came right down, got me into this trade, got me into this trade, and then it did that. And I came out somewhere around here with a big trade profit from right down there, because it got me in just about. this trade, and yeah, it was some nice profits. But I was out of all that, so I did the same thing again. Okay, so the same thing happened, and the price went down to a big negative here, but then came back up, and again I got out here. I didn't place the top one, obviously, because the price wasn't that high. Don't think I placed this one either. It was just these 3 trades. I replaced them, got in again. So yeah, very successful last week. Very profitable week last week on Palladium. Now, I also had Tesla. So Tesla was another one that it was a slightly different strategy on this one. So it's the RSI, Relative Strength Index, on the weekly chart. And what I did here, it was the only stock that I wanted to buy, and the price came down far enough, got me in the 30% zone here, and I had a little hook forming down here at the bottom. Remember, this is a weekly chart, so it's over a long period of time. Each bar up the top is on a weekly basis. But I looked at that. Even on the daily, you can see that the price has just come down so far. It's more likely it's going to come up at least a little bit. So what I did, I used a relative strength indicator, or the relative strength index indicator, to find that hook down the bottom. I bought quite heavily, and I sold out. And I made some decent profit. But then what I did again, I've gone in again. So I sold out here, and I got in again here, because it looked to me like it might be stabilizing, because we've got a bit of indecision on the price action here. Bought again, and now I've got this other trade again, which is now in profit again. Okay, not enough yet, so I've got to wait for that to go a bit higher. Silver, that's another profit from last week. So the price actually came down, and what happened with silver? Let's just have a look. So silver. Okay. Yeah, 23.7 is where I got in on silver. So it's here. Got into silver here, and then I sold out here, and the price has come back down again. I have literally, as Palladium, it's just triggers another one. So I have some pending orders on silver sitting at 23. So I've got one. Let's just move that to 23. Significant price. And we have a slightly bigger one at 22.75. And we have a very big one at 22.550. So if the price does come down, it get me in those trades again, and it might carry on going down, but it's more likely to come up first. This is the way I'm trading these commodities and these stocks. I'm pricing up low down, and the price will come down, get me into the trade. rather than jumping on the train when it's actually moving. You see, I'm planning it. Okay. So oil is something we want to be looking at, but again, it's going a bit too high. So in a way, I'd rather get that on a pullback and a short. But let's not worry about that moment. Natural gas is the only one really that I haven't really been successful in the last few weeks because I'm just waiting on that. I'm waiting for the end of January. I'm waiting for potentially the cold snap. We've got it in the UK. I'm not sure about the US at the moment, but at some point, natural gas, it might have bottomed out. So I bought 3.5 and I bought a 4. So I'm in a bit of a negative here on those particular trades. Remember, I'm trading these differently to our trade the style of Forex. If it's Forex, I'll be using stop losses and take profits. But with this style of trading, it's a way of trading for me that is also, well, it's doing very well. Now, Coinbase, obviously I looked at what was going on with crypto. Now, crypto is doing a lot better than it was, up to $22,800 now. So obviously we peaked up at, over the weekend, right up to 23,300 on Bitcoin. So because of this momentum here, it made sense to get into some more Coinbase. So I got into a load of Coinbase down there again last week. And where did I buy Coinbase? $46. Is that right? Oh no, that's the last. That's $46. Okay, so I did buy here. And I sold here. So basically, my profits last week, I did extremely well. Because it's a combination of all of these different trades together. You see? So I'm actually back in with Coinbase. Back in with Tesla. Okay, so that is really where I'm at. I mean, stocks are generally doing a lot better now. On their way back up, potentially. You can see they're all doing the same sort of thing. Look at Google. So, okay, right, so let's plan our week. Let's just see what is actually going on this week. So, in this report I send out every week, I just basically say the red news, and I highlight the red related to the trades I'm in. So, most of the time is dollar. Obviously, I'm very interested in pound as well because that affects the economy in the UK. However, for my trading, it's all about the dollar. So tomorrow we have Flash Services PMI. Okay, and what time is that? Flash Services PMI is at 2:45 UK time. We do have CPI data for the Kiwi, New Zealand dollar. So I need to make sure my gold trading bot is out of all of its trades before 2:45 tomorrow. So I need to make sure that it's not trading through the news, because that's when it becomes a little bit more risky. So I am going to have a look at it now, see where we are. Obviously I want to get some profits throughout the night when I'm sleeping on this bot, but the safest option. Okay, I'm out of all. Oh, that's not my account. That's one of my students' accounts. Right, not accounts, but virtual servers. So when you've got a trading bot, you want the virtual server. You want a virtual server so that your trades continue to operate when your computer's turned off. Basically, if you have an internet connection break, for example, you do not want your trades the bot to not continue with its cycle. So these bots. Okay, I just made another chunk of profit in the last couple of hours on gold, which was created by the bot. Okay, so a nice chunk actually came in this morning. So yeah, so I'm currently in trades on both of those accounts, on my money accounts, if you like, not demos. Okay, so yeah, both of those have made some significant profits this morning without me even doing anything. So managing these bots is basically managing the way for me to ensure they are out of trades and turned off before 2:45 tomorrow, when this flash services PMI news takes place. So let me show you actually. Okay, I think hold on, I've got a whiteboard here somewhere. Let me just try and find this. No, that's not a. Try and find this whiteboard, other bookmarks. There we are. Oh God, what am I doing? Right, there we are. That's what I want, a whiteboard. Okay, let's create a new. That's a funnel. Okay, so that's my funnel design. Right, so let's create a board. Okay, so what we're going to look at is the way gold moves. Okay, so generally gold will move sort of a bit like this. It might go up a bit, might come down a bit. But then when we've got that significant news taking place, so say that red news is there, okay, that's tomorrow. Okay, so that's Tuesday. So Tuesday, US dollar. Okay, and we know that red news is coming on Tuesday. We also know as well that we have news on Thursday. So advanced GDP, QQ. So let's have a look at this. Actually, that one is at 2:45. So 2:45 p.m. This is UK London time. Okay, so we know that news has taken place on Tuesday. We also know we have news on Thursday and Friday. Okay, so what time on Thursday? Okay, there is red data for Australian dollar on Wednesday, Canadian dollar on Wednesday as well. Thursday, we have 1:30 p.m. advanced GDP. So I need to make sure I'm back out of all the trades for the bot then. Okay, so we've got a box on Thursday, and we've got a red one on Friday. So we have a window here that the bot can trade. Okay, so we know that on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, let's just fry. Okay, so join these up. So I've got until tomorrow at 2:45 p.m. and then we've got 1:30 on. We've got 1:30 on Thursday. This is London time. Okay, so remember London time. Okay. Bearing in mind that 1:30 is 8:30 in New York time at the moment. Right, so we have a window. I've got to make sure my bots are off. Okay, before this news here. So, because what will happen is gold will come along. Oh, that's not the right box. You know. So we know gold's going to be doing this, or at the moment we're currently at 1927. So say we're here, 1927. This is dollars. That's a terrible dollar sign, but there you go, you get the idea. Okay, so the price is doing this. When this news kicks in, it's going to do one of three things. Either the price is going to go all down here, or the price is going to go up here, or the price is going to stay the same. But we don't know which way it's going to go. It could go up, it could come down, or it could stay the same. It's going to do one of those three things. We just don't know what. But it's more likely that because of the news on the dollar, because the way gold operates, it works in the opposite direction to the dollar index. This is dollar on its own. So if the dollar gets stronger because of this news, then gold will be pushed down. If the dollar gets weaker because of the news, then the dollar gets pushed up. Hold on. Gold will get pushed up. So dollar gets weaker, gold goes up. Dollar gets stronger, gold goes down. Now the news might conflict and it might just hold it in the same place. You might have two bits of news that go together and they just both fight against each other. It might just be volatile. But when it comes to trading these bots, these gold trading bots, we need to be out of the trades, really, before this point here. So I need to be switching my bot off probably tonight. Okay. So let's say Monday night. So the last thing I will do tonight, well, actually, earlier on in the evening, I'm going to be checking my bot. So Monday evening, check. Check trades on bot. So at this point, if I'm out of trades, I'm switching that bot off. Bot off. Okay, But I've got to be out of trades first. Now, if I'm not out of trades, sometime this evening on Monday night, I've got to make sure that I switch that off at some point before tomorrow at 2:45 p.m. But if I'm not out of trades, I might have to let it run throughout the night. And then in the morning, make sure that I'm out of the trades and let the bot do its cycle. So my target is to get the bot off tonight, run through the news. Gold does that, or it does that. Now, I don't really care from this point of view which way it goes, whether it goes up or down, because it doesn't really matter. Where it matters is my other trading. So if I'm buying gold, then obviously I want to be buying down here. Okay, so let's say, for example, the news is positive for the dollar and it pushes gold down. Gold comes down here and does all this. And then we're on Wednesday. Well, actually, let's just... So let's say the news pushes gold down like this. Because it will come down pretty quickly. Let's redo that. Same with this. Okay. Let's use a pen, it's nicer. Okay, so the bot's off. The news then pushes gold down. Or it pushes it up. And then, once it's settled down, like a couple of hours after the news, then we switch the bot on again. Okay, so bot on. It could be down here, or it could be up here. Doesn't really matter from this point of view where it goes on. As long as I get it back on, because I've got a window of up to 1:30 now on Thursday, when the bot can be trading like this or whatever. Terrible. Hey, can I just call you back? I'm just doing a live at the moment. Give me 10 minutes. So the bot is due to go back off before 1:30 now. So I've got a window of 24 hours or so, from sort of maybe 2, 3, about 4 p.m. maybe UK time. You know, 4 p.m. Text. So maybe around about 3:30 to 4 p.m. bot goes on, and now I've got from Tuesday afternoon all the way through to Thursday morning. So really I want to be doing the same strategy again as back here, because I want to be off again. I want the bot to be off before we get to this 1:30. So the safest option is to switch it off here. Bot off. Let's do this. Okay. Or we might be down here. We don't know. Bot off. Now the beauty of this is, you know, the bot, you don't want to be trading the bot or the bot trading for you through the news because of these big jumps that will happen with gold. So the reason that it works so well on gold is because gold does this sort of movement all the time. It's moving sideways, it's moving up a little bit, moving down a little bit, but it never really moves a massive amount apart from when the news really takes place. And we can look at the news and we know, Forex Factory is one to get it, or my report, just to say, okay, well, we know we've got news on Tuesday, we know we've got news on Thursday and Friday, so it'll probably be just a window. Okay, we've got a few hours today. Tonight I'll switch it off and then switch it back on again on Tuesday afternoon, and I will run all the way through to Wednesday evening. So I've got probably about 30 hours of trading throughout that period, throughout the night and everything. And then I'll switch it off. I need to be out of the trades before we get to Thursday, the dollar advanced GDP QQ. Okay. So if we go back to here, the bot has got to be off before this news at 1:30. And then we will keep it off. I'll keep the bot off. There's no point in turning it on. Maybe Friday afternoon. In fact, that will be the time to turn it back on. Okay, so the news on Friday is at 1:30. So approximately 1:30. So the news at 1:30. 1:30 p.m. is the news. And then once that news is done and gold has done what it needs to do, depending on the news, it might not move anything, but it might. More likely it's going to go either back down, or if it's down here, it could go back up, or it could go back down, or back up. So by Friday, there's 4 possibilities of what gold could do. It could be down here. It could be down here. It could be back up here. It could be there. Or it could be out there. Or it could be right in the middle, or whatever. But you see, this is what the news does to gold, basically. And I'm talking news, dollar news. Anything to do with the dollar. Okay, so significant figures, so fundamental reasons why gold will move this week. Okay, and because it moves in this manner, this is why we can forecast really when to turn our gold trading bots on and when to turn them off. So we make profits on the gold trading bots when the markets are settled, like today, for example, because there's no red news. So the bot is going to go off tonight at some point when I'm out of the trades. I'm then going to switch it back on again after the news tomorrow. And then I'm going to try and get out of the trades in that evening. When I say get out of the trades, let the bot finish its cycle. Let the bot do what it needs to do, take the profits, get out of all the trades. And then when it's out of all the trades, that's when I need to go and switch it off. So then I'll switch it off, go through these news, and then switch it back on again, probably about 3 p.m. on Friday afternoon. So 3 p.m. Friday. Bot on. And that is it. And that's my bot management for the week. Okay. And that is really how simple it is. And that's how it all works. So that's a bot management. Let's have a quick look at the other trades I'll be working on this week as well. So obviously I mentioned before, did very well out of Palladium last week. And a combination of trades actually. So back into Palladium. These levels I've actually got in lower this time as well. So where are we? Let's have a look. Let's update these. Palladium. So 1675. Okay, so 1675 is my biggest trade. Okay, now I've chosen that level because it came down there last week and it might come down there again. So that's the biggest trade. Then the next one is 1700. 1700. The next one, which is just executed, which is a smaller trade at 1720. So that is there. And then these ones are not trades because the price is too low. So what could we do next? We could actually put one right down here, because the way Palladium seems to trade, you see what it does. This is a daily chart. It literally moves so quickly, but then it turns around and goes back the other way. So this is the way I trade Palladium. In fact, I may... You see this level here, 1650. So I'm going to go in. I'm going to put a big trade on. 1675, 1650. Okay, so let's do that now. Okay, so let's do a big trade there. 1.5 lots, pending order. It's a buy limit trade. Okay, and the price is 1650. Okay. So I want the price to come down. I want the price to come down and follow down, get into these trades, stab me into that one, and then go back up. And then, because this trade at the bottom is so big, as it comes back up, and it just needs to get to there really when I'll be massively in profit, because these small ones here, they're a lot smaller. Now there's another way of using Fibonacci for this trading strategy. So if you look at gold, for example, we could actually create some Fibonacci levels. So you see there's a peak there. Is it a peak there? I'd say there. Let's call it there. That's right on my level here. So you could look at the history of how it cycles, how it moves. Okay, so it's bounced off this level here. You see, so you can put these indicators wherever you want really, but Fibonacci is a very, very, very interesting indicator. Let's clean this up. Now, we just mentioned about the news for gold anyway, so you see this big move here. This is when you don't want to have the bot on. So what's going to happen tomorrow really with this news? It'll either push gold down and get me into the trades that I placed down here. So I'm thinking, look, we've got 1900, so it's bounced off 1900 there. So technically 1900 is a level there. Okay. Now these are quite nice cycles. These are very nice cycles. That's a very nice cycle. So you could even say that's trending. You've got your phase one. It's a 4-hour chart, remember. Phase 2. You got your phase 1. That's not really a phase 2. Okay, this is where it's very good to put the lines on, the zigzags, because that's too much for a run up for a phase 1. You know, if we had a deeper pullback here, down to here, then yes, that's a phase 1. So it's because of that, it's not really trending. But gold doesn't really trend that often. Like I mentioned earlier about the bot, you know, it sort of moves sort of more or less sideways or on its way up. And so let's delete those lines. So I'm not going to put the Fibonacci on here because it's not trending. It doesn't work. Won't work on here today. Right, so the other one I'm in, natural gas. Okay, so again, it's come down so far. It's got to start coming back up now, surely. Because natural gas is a commodity. It's not going to be worth nothing, especially in the winter months. The dollar, so we're going to see this dollar pull back up higher now as it pushes gold down as well. Okay, and again, silver is ranging. It's sort of moving between these points. Moving between there, I guess. Hasn't really broken the highs. So again, you know, we've got a bit of a range taking place. So that would be my buy position there, 23.36. So if we go to silver, 23.6. Okay, the price is slightly different on this chart. I'm doing 23.2 on here. And then the next level up would be 22.878. And then the biggest trade is sitting at 22.5. Okay. Good. Okay. Well, thank you for joining. So we've been looking at bot management this week. So if you are one of the lucky people who have got one of our Samrock trading bots, enjoy, and you know, just remember, switching it off when you're out of the trades is the safest option all the time. And yeah, have a great day, and we'll go from there. Thank you, guys.